I guess that's it.
Woo.
We're live. Hello,
We are
Danilo,
live.
Alex.
Hey,
Hey,
Are you ready for a professional stream?
I've never been more ready than.
Danilo was a little bit professional. Are we professional enough to have a professional stream? But I think we do. I think we
yeah,
do.
we are
Okay,
ready.
good. So we're gonna show off a little bit. Like we have our pull request list here, which is actually what we're working on now. So we're going to dive into a pull request, or actually a draft that I've been working on. And if we take a look here, we can look at pull requests. And with Code Sandbox, you get these comments. So with links so that you can easily get into the context of what you're working on. So let me open the web editor. And you know what? I'm actually going to open this in a new tab. That's how I typically do it. So here we are with my branch. And I thought maybe we could move to Alex's screen. And then he can join me in this session.
Yeah.
Because he also has that list of pull requests and can click a link.
Yeah.
And luckily, I can open this with my work being in another tab because it's been quite a mess here.
Exactly.
All right. Where am I here? Just let me do something here that. Oh. Refresh.
Yeah, you have to install the latest editor.
I don't know why this thing. Have we solved the theme caching thing or not? Because my Chrome is really.
Well, we should be
annoying.
fixed.
You don't have the latest theme?
Now I have it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Should I follow you, Christian?
Yeah, that would be great. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. So this PR is about our branches and our VMs, because we think about branches and VMs as the same thing. So, but you can still technically, in your environment, you can change the branch using your terminal. And we want to notify about this. And I played around with this in this PR. And let's see here if we can see my changes. And if I open my, let's see, open the preview. Let's see, maybe you should try it on your screen, Alex. If you open the preview and try to
like the
open a terminal.
You mean?
Yeah, in the preview. So this is how we work. We work with complete inception. So when we work on Code Sandbox, the preview shows Code Sandbox.
Yeah, let me do this here. Where is the... Oh, this is the small window, right?
Yeah.
So just so people are also aware of this, I just refreshed. This is the... You weren't looking at the... Actually, let me do something. It makes it easier if I change the theme here to this. I don't know if it's better. Anyway, so I need to sign in, right? That was fast. And now, oh, this is at most of the those. Where is my terminal?
But I can change back to my screen, and then we can see it from here. Like we just wanted to show off that you can follow. That was kind of the point. But I can change back to my screen, and then we can do it from there. Let's see. So I'm using, unlike Alex who uses Chrome, I'm using Arc, which is amazing. So instead of having the inline preview, I'm running my preview detached, but with Arc, you can have it on the right side of the same window, which is pretty awesome. And if I try to, I'm already signed in. So if I create a branch here, we can try to see if we have something running here. So we created a branch, Magical Franklin. And if I were to go in here now and change this branch to, for example, main, I guess. I'm not sure if this is actually running now, but then we can look at it in the code to see if we can get it running. So what we can see here is that I'm implemented in the branch status. Let's see. That we're checking, let's see here, it has changed branch manually. By checking if we have a git status branch, and that git status branch isn't the same as the editor branch. And I made a comment about us. We do not show this message if the current branch is the same as target. This prevents flickering when branching out in the first place. So there are some considerations we have to make regarding this, because we have this like default state of our git status. We talked about this a few times. Like, should we even have a default state for git status?
Yeah.
Probably wait for the actual proper initial state. But anyways, and the question now is, why didn't this show? Has changed branch manually? I'm a little bit curious about that.
Yeah,
So
I'm curious if there's any early return which is preventing from showing this thing
maybe
here.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't work until I actually commit something.
Mm-hmm.
That's my status now. It's interesting. I'm still main. Dropped Magical Franklin, was that it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or something.
I can see. Now if you check out a different branch. Still. Oh, no.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna try to log out something. We're not going to spend like much time on this. The goal isn't really to fix the issue. Define target. Oh, sorry, has changed. And manually. And I like to say poof when I log. See, I'm just changing to a normal file. Let's see. And it says that's not the case. You know what? I wonder if I'm running on an old VM on this branch. Like, it's a long time since I had it open.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be it. No, it does say branch main here. Interesting. And our editor branch. Let's see. And our editor branch is Magical Franklin. So we do have a branch. That branch is not the same as the editor branch. Oh, I think I see it.
Yeah, the target branch.
Because I'm changing the main. If I change to any other branch. Because that's a check we have. Because we start, when you branch out from default, main is like the branch we're on. So to avoid like a flicker there, we kind of do additional check there, as the comment says. But if I were to change to, like, again, poof, there we go.
Oh, here it is.
Amazing. So that was kind of my idea, and then I wasn't sure if this was good enough. And then Danilo, you had a couple of comments on this.
Yeah, I left a couple of suggestions.
Yeah,
of how to improve it.
like one of them was to, like, if you click it, that we actually revert you to the correct branch. Wasn't that one of them?
Yeah. I think we have a special component here, which is called, here it is, it's button badge.
Yeah.
And once you click in this button badge, you can see like a popover or something. And then we can talk more about what is the consequence of being in this editor state.
Yeah.
And then we can have a way to revert to this state.
Yeah.
Let me try to find an example.
I do wonder if we have the actual API to. I don't think we actually have, like, on our protocol, the ability to change the branch, because it doesn't really make sense to do so.
Can you follow me?
But
I will show you an example.
Yeah.
So right below here, we have this popover, which is I think it's a perfect fit for this problem. So I will copy it and I'll paste right here. Something
it's
like
so
this.
funny because I'm following Christian and he's following you. So it's kind of like, who am I even following?
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, but this is great. And then I can figure out how are we actually going to change like, we have the reference to the branch we want to change back to, but yeah, we have to send this command to the VM.
We can also do the change. Like, for example, I would suggest, like, the error is a bit too drastic for this because it's not technically an error. The fact that you're out of sync, it could be like a warning level.
Yeah, true.
Change it. I guess we would have to have some sort of design validation on it. I'm not sure if you went through this already.
Yeah, no, you know me.
It is perfect. You can ship it.
But I wanted to mention, like, it's really interesting how this is like the big mental shift, I would say. I remember even at the beginning we discussed like being in the editor and being on this draft branch, and should it be more of a like playground where you can change branches and stuff, or should it be no, it is the branch? And that's like the biggest difference from what you're used to local, because there your machine is like this playground. You're changing branches, but you can only change one at a time. But here you are more like, you have your machine and you're visiting all these different branches, and each of them has their own VM tied to them, which is what enables all these flows that you're not used to because you couldn't do them before. So that's really
I think that in general, any Git operation can be very kind of hard on your development environment, right? Because it's kind of like a brutal change. Like you have like all of a sudden you have like 100 file changes where you go to a different branch where like the folder structure is different.
Yeah.
So kind of limiting this kind of Git changes would be best for ensuring that you're looking at a more stable, or you're running a more stable environment.
Yeah, exactly. And we can show an example of this now. Like, I can go back to applications overview, and I wanted to show you something else I've been working on. This one, and let's open that in a web editor. So this is a different branch, and it's booting up. And this PR is about, let me fire up this. And this is really, like, if anyone's using Arc and Code Sandbox, just right-click the dev process, hold the option button, and then open preview. Then it just right next to it. It's amazing. But this PR is about seamless branching, because this is also part of this story that every branch is its own VM. So the default branch is where you set up everything, and it has a running environment and everything. And then when you branch out, you literally branch out not only the code, but also the VM. that's running your code. And what's kind of cool is that we allow for this to happen seamlessly. But it hasn't always been obvious that it happens. And sometimes there can be a tiny bit of latency when this happens. Like maybe you do a very quick change and you try to save, and then it's still working on the seamless branching. So what I did here is when we do the seamless branching, we have the indication at the top. So I don't know if you saw that, but let's see if this works better. If Danilo, if you could go and open the preview and try yourself.
Cool. What is the PR?
Doesn't it have a good name? Seamless something?
Are we doing PRs with relevant names?
Oh, here it is.
You found it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the preview now as well.
Nice.
I will open the preview. Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay. Here we go.
And yeah, exactly. And the reason it takes a bit of time to open the editor as we're developing is because the service worker isn't active. So there's a lot more stuff happening in the background.
Oh yeah, but it's quite visible actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does it feel?
You say I need to make any change here.
Yeah.
And then something will show up here, right?
Yeah, exactly. It should.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Seamlessly branching. Okay, now we have another branch.
Nice. How did it feel?
Yeah, it's better. Like this example was very fast, but I have experienced some seamlessly branch that takes more than a second or something, and then this is very useful.
Yeah.
And for some reason, maybe a latency or something takes more than usually we expect.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like you want that instant feedback. So if when you hit that command S, you expect a dot to disappear on your file tab. And if it doesn't do that, then it's nice to have like a loading indication of that. But yeah, this was a big moment.
We can probably add something in the editor itself to kind of catch your attention that something is happening, because I think the advantage of seamless branching is that you can go to and it is not just a branch thing. It's seamless forking for dev boxes, for sandboxes, for anything that you want to, anything that you're looking at in Code Sandbox, any public sandbox or dev box, and you just instantly modify it and you make it your own by forking it. So I think this is more and more of an improvement for those particular scenarios. And wondering if like the editor itself can do something like a sudden, like a small, very not like a subtle, opacity change to the text or something.
Yeah, I was reflecting on like just some kind of disrupting like some really cool like CGI type of effect, like as if you're breaking reality or something.
But then it has to be seamless, right?
Yeah. But I remember this, like with version 1, like running in the browser, doing this seamless transition into a new like sandbox, that's like no worries. But doing that with like under the hood now, we actually copied an entire VM, its file system and its memory under the hood. And it felt like you were actually in the same experience. And that can also be a challenge, like explaining to users that we're actually doing this stuff under the hood. It's as I said, like talking about breaking reality, like you wouldn't kind of expect that to be possible. But it was a huge moment when we got that running.
And it does change your habits, right? This is what I noticed for me. Like every time I'm wrapped up with a task, I can continue. If I know that I have to do something else immediately, I don't even have to get out of the editor. I just go like if you go down up to the button, to the create branch button, or just create a new branch, and I just instantly continue from a fresh main copy.
Yeah.
And that can be very productive, because then you can like have your work streams one after another without having to interrupt yourself, figure out, my Git is like, you read about the task, and then you come back to your editor, and then you start editing, and then you forget, oh wait, I'm not on the main branch, I'm on some other branch, or then you have to pull the latest from main. Like this was such a hustle for years, and it really is one of the things that I appreciate the most about having this one branch per one VM. I think it was probably the best decision, like product and technical decision at the beginning of the
And it's funny, like nobody remembers who kind of made the decision. Like I remember discussing
it's not attributed.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things that happened, but it was a defining decision. Like we had no idea about the experiences that would come from that. There was just like, maybe the biggest moment of intuition in the history of Code Sandbox, I think. Not to take anything away from the previous decisions before we got started together.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is, I guess this is it. We didn't want to spend too much time, but this kind of showed some professional. But it's literally how we do work. And I think it's important to emphasize that we don't collaborate on branches together by default. Like we all work on our own stuff. But the point is that there's such a low threshold for us to ask for help or ask for input, and doing the coding that happened now. Like I did this earlier today with Yves. Like he wasn't sure about some components and context providers in React and stuff. And he shared a link, I jumped in, and I tried to explain first to kind of get him into it. But then I was like, kind of like I am with my kids, like when they don't listen or they don't understand what I mean, I just go in and I fix it. So yeah, it's really cool to see that working, because that's also been like a worry I've heard, is like, so you're going to everyone's going to work on the same branch together all the time. No, that's not the point.
I mean, it can't really change that, because still everyone has their primary task, primary goal, right? And it's more about picking up where others maybe left. Like there was a great example just today, right, Danilo? And I was busy with some other stuff, and I already had a PR with some banner updates since yesterday, and I just passed it to you, and you made 2 commits on it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to figure out how to set up the branch, what are the changes, have to reset your environment. You just added your stuff there, and then we were able to merge that. So kind of like an async collaboration, which maybe we don't think about, right? Because we think of collaboration as it has to be real time, but there's also async with this.
And that's a really good point.
Yeah, and this is really cool, because usually we work in many tasks in a day, and I end up with multiple tabs, and each tab it's a branch. Each tab it's a code sandbox in developer mode, and my computer is still the same. Like it's not using a lot of resources. It's just a tab in my browser.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can keep the work in progress just right here, and I can finish it whenever I can, as soon as I can. And I don't need to switch context or switch branch or something. It's right here in a click, and then I can go back and finish all the work I left there.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe we could even do a stream on working with the Pitcher, and like Pitcher is a different project. It's the thing running on our VMs, and sometimes we need to see how they interact together, and implement stuff there, and test it in applications, as we call it here. And those are running in different repos, but we are able to develop on them. We can create a branch of Pitcher, a branch of applications, or the editor, and connect them together. even though they're running on different VMs, and develop that way, which is really like this full stack kind of development, which is really interesting, pointing to that doesn't matter. Like they have their own machines and they have their own hardware running it, and my computer, doesn't.
Yeah, or
even
we
know.
could even. I was thinking we could maybe demo the like the portal project, and now like the whole backend stack runs in Code Sandbox, and you have Docker and database provisioning and API running and 2 dev servers in parallel, and it's again branch based. So I branch from main and I get my own environment with the preceded data and everything, and I can. It's it's something that I would find scary to have to set up probably by myself. Or you need some big readme file to figure out what to.
But even the Code Sandbox itself, like it's quite a complex project. We have it is a monorepo. We are running Turbo, dev containers. We are running a lot of things here, and it still is very smooth. Like every time I have a branch ready to open here. Like usually I start like this and open, and it's there, and then I can branch out and start working whatever I need. It's here, a new branch, a new VM.
I actually have this fear that if I have to not work with the remote environment like anytime in the future, I'll have to probably reinstall everything on my laptop because all my Node versions are outdated and all the packages or the global packages are. I don't think I tried actually. I don't know, for some reason I tried setting up something like 2 months ago and it just failed miserably. Like there was.
Okay, I hear some kids that needs attention. It's getting late for them. Oh my god, it's like you can't hear it, but I promise you. Anyways, this was great. I think we're gonna do this again with a different subject soon, and then we've had this stream where we explore like the new state management for the editor, and we're talking about like how we want to do this in the future. Maybe we should invite people who are working on their own tools and libraries to show it off on Code Sandbox with us, kind of a thing. Like we have some ideas because this is a lot of fun to do, and it's a nice breather for us outside of work and still kind of work. So I guess we can finish off with that. I did write an article that was published today, which is kind of about all of this stuff. So yeah, go and read it. Did we change the link on the homepage? Or is it on the resources?
It is still under resources.
Okay. The blog is on the resources.
To change it.
Yeah. But anyways, we have the link in the chat. So
yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye-bye.